What is new in Joomla 2.5? Well, a lot. Let's go through the long list, and the first new features are comparing Joomla 2.5 to 1.7. And then we have a list comparing Joomla 2.5 to Joomla 1.5. So the first thing in 2.5 is there is this wonderful new Joomla platform. So I think this is the most important feature or step. It is more or less invisible, but under the hood we have now the Joomla platform. And that's important because third-party developers for components can now build on the platform, and the Joomla CMS is one possible CMS built on the Joomla platform. So there can be more Joomla CMSs, and there already exists one called Square One. So this is a very interesting thing what happens there at the moment. And the next thing is Joomla has now a smarter search. So in old 1.5 days, the search wasn't often that perfect. And now there is an indexer, so all the words are indexed. And this means it is possible now to have this did you mean feature. So if someone writes something and it is with a typo, like I often do because I'm not a perfect English speaker, then Joomla can say did you mean, and with the right spelling. And this works, I think, in 12 different languages or so. It is inbuilt in PHP, and it's a very nice feature. Yeah, then it should be possible to use Joomla on more databases, and of course it is on MySQL and Microsoft SQL Server, SQL Server, whatever you say. But it is still not in core. So at the moment, the Joomla core consists only of this MySQL possibility. But I think in the next versions 2.5 point I don't know what 5, 6, 7, 8 will they will add these support for other databases. So it is already implemented. It is just not that stable and perfect to put it into the core. Then there is a little one, better choices for offline mode. So it is now possible if your website is offline, you can put a special image there. So you can upload an image and you can use a custom message. In 1.5 it was a static thing, so it was not possible to change it. Then you have user registrations with captcha. So Google has this reCAPTCHA service, and it is possible to use it in Joomla for user registrations. So that is a nice thing in core, but you have to you have to create the keys on the Google page. Yeah, then there is an easier handling for simple layouts. So now you have the possibility to add to your article a small picture which appears on the front page and a bigger picture which appears on the detail page of the article. And you can add 3 links. So that's a nice one. Then a much bigger feature for people like me who are not living in an English-speaking country is the multi-language feature. So now everything in Joomla is multilingual, and in 2.5 the new thing was the possibility to overwrite the default language strings. And the multi-language feature itself is implemented since Joomla 1.6, so since 1 year and 3 months now. Then a new thing in 2.5 is user nodes. So you can you can create nodes related to a user. For example, you can say this super user is doing terrible typos. And it's a possibility to have nodes. That's all. Sometimes it's a very, very handy feature. Then there was a general cleanup in Joomla. So now it is possible, for example, to filter for categories in the article manager. It wasn't possible in 1.6, now it is. And it's possible to link new menus to a module. This is a bit special because in 1.5 a menu was always tied to a module. And now this is not automatically, and this is intentionally not automatically, because menus and modules are now, yeah, more separated, let's say, and it has more advantages than disadvantages. So you can say, you can create now a module and can say this module is related to this menu. And it is, yeah, it is more possible with that way of doing that. So a few people say, well, but the other thing in 1.5 was easier, but I think the new solution is better. So maybe we get a better UI in the future, but yeah, this is a new feature. Then you have custom text filters, and they are moved now into the global configuration, because before in 1.6 they were in the article options, and now these text filters are in the global configuration. So it is now possible to filter all the items, categories 2 and yeah, other items. And yeah, another little thing is you can get a message when someone creates an account by configuring that here in the user configuration. Here in the book or in the online version, you have a nice slideshow of the new things in Joomla 2.5 from Mike Carson. So you can click through that here. Yeah, and then we have new features compared to Joomla 1.5, and this is honestly a lot, because now, for example, there are no sections anymore. So in Joomla or in Mambo in Joomla, it was always a thing with a section and a category. So you have two hierarchies, or yeah, the possibility to nest one category under a section. And now these categories can be nested more or less as deeply as you would like. I don't know how much is possible, but more than 10 are available in the category folder, and usually you need not more than 3, 4, let's say 5. But this is now possible. The ACL, the access concept, is totally rebuilt. So this was also a limitation in Joomla 1.5, and now the behavior of Joomla 1.5 is the default situation in Joomla 2.5, but you can add groups, for example, you can add access levels, you can rename access levels, and you can do a lot. So this is not a beginner's topic. It is more a thing if you want to use Joomla in your business and you want to create workflows and these kind of things, then you can do it wonderful with the new ACL. Then there's a possibility of multi-processing. So, for example, you can now copy and move 7 articles at a time, or you can assign them to different access levels in a batch process. So that's nice. Then you have updates per mouse click. Maybe you know WordPress, and WordPress has a wonderful feature and says update me, and everything is updated, yeah, very easily by a mouse click. This is also possible now in Joomla. In 1.6 and 1.7 it wasn't that perfect, but now it's getting better and better. And in the last version 2.4, no, what is it, 2.5.4, there was an additional component called updating, and there you can choose the update path if you want to go with the 2.x series, or if you want to start with the 3.x series and these kind of things. So this is getting better and better. Then in templates, there are many templates, and there are different templates now in core, so templates in general. And then you have the new feature called styles. So before, for example, if you want to have on a website one page with a blue background and one page with a red background, it wasn't really possible. You had to install 2 templates, and you had to assign the templates to a page. And now you can have one template, and you can store the different parameters in styles. So you can say I have the blue style or the red style, and then you have the styles above the template, and everything is get easier. And then you have template layouts. So it is possible to lay out an article in different ways. This is also a nice feature. Then you have now the consistent user interface. So you have these dialog, for example, save, save and close, save and new, save as a copy in categories, in articles, in modules. It's always the same, and this is quite nice. Another change was the minimum requirements. So yeah, the important thing is you need now PHP 5 or higher, PHP 5.2.4 or higher to be exact. And MySQL it's the same, 5.04 or higher. So if you are on a host that runs PHP 4, you have to update your PHP 4. Then the legacy mode doesn't exist anymore. It was a mode in Joomla 1.5 to support older extensions, and there is no need anymore for this feature. So it is not anymore. It exists not anymore. Then there's a little bit of search engine optimization. So you can use Unicode now in URLs, which mean that you can have these characters like the German Ö or Ä or Arabic or Hebrew characters in the URL. And you can allocate meta text and keywords now to categories. This was before only possible with articles, so that's now also with categories. And you can combine the title of a site with the title of a page. And you can decide the order they will appear depending on your search engine religion. So there are a few little enhancements that are quite nice. Modules are now time, or the publishing of modules is now time controlled. For example, you can say, I want to write that article today, and it should be published Monday at 6 o'clock or so. So this is possible. Multilingualism, I already said that was a new feature in 1.6, and from version to version it gets better and better and better and better. So so now it is, yeah, it's okay. It is possible to do a multilingual website just with core. Then we have new components. The new redirect component enables redirection to URLs in order to avoid 404 not found errors. So for example, if you have a different, or if you have an old link from an old website and on your new website with Joomla, this link doesn't exist anymore, this component can redirect the link to the correct place. And yeah, the new smart search component is introduced, and the survey or the poll component has been eliminated. And yeah, then we have the new release cycle. This is, I already mentioned that we have long-term release and short-term releases, and 2.5 is a long-term release, and it is the official Joomla stable until September 2013. And then there is a new long-term release. And it was in the beginning planned to change in January and July, but the problem was that people cannot have Christmas and cannot have holidays when they release Joomla in January and July, so they decided to do it in March and September. Yeah, and then I already mentioned that too with the platform. So now Joomla consists of two parts, the Joomla platform and the Joomla content management system. So in our case, the platform is integrated and you have no contact to the platform. But if you are a developer, this is a very interesting point. So yeah, these are, let's say, the news. And there are many, many, many more nice little features. But I think these are the main things which are new in Joomla 2.5.